The most important thing in health isn't just knowing what to do or having that plan. It's recalibrating when you fall off. In the mental health space and the personal coaching space, we both use the same term for this. It's called resilience. If instead of getting down on yourself or stopping, you said, okay, I missed it for 3 weeks in a row. Let me reset. What do I really want here? How can I do better? Let me try again. It's just keep going. I know it's so simplistic, but we have to keep progressing. Health requires two things. Okay? Health requires two things. Number one, routines. And number two, recalibrations. Okay? Let's talk about that. Health requires two things, routines and recalibrations. So routine, or we could call it a habit, or what I like to call in our high performance research, we talk about the phrase of a deliberate practice or a deliberate habit. I personally deeply believe that people who want to be healthy, who think their habits are going to carry them over the line, don't know how life actually works, right? We've all fallen in love with these simple gimmicky habits that we're supposed to do and the way of thinking about habits. That's not how it works when you grow. Growth requires deliberate habits, not automated habits that just happen. They're so easy and all that. No, deliberate habits. Okay, I'm going to do this today. I'm going to implement this thing. I'm going to choose to do that as a routine, as a practice, as a deliberate habit that I have to conscientiously decide to go do even if it's hard. Routines, those might be eating well, working out well, sleeping well, finding out what works for you, which we'll talk about in a moment. But here's the deal. If you don't know your routines, if you don't have patterns, practices, or plans for your health, how are you supposed to ever feel your best or even feel better? You got to have a plan in place. One of my favorite things to do is when I work with a client. And some of you know when I work with one-on-one with a client, it's a big deal. I rarely do that anymore. You're talking about 7-figure levels of work. Very rare that I'll do that with. But one of my favorite things to do with an actual paying client is ask them to take a picture for me of their list of health habits. And you know what they usually say? Oh gosh, Brendon, I don't have one. I go, nowhere written down in your house is a list of your health habits or your health goals? It's not written down? Well, no. Did you ever journal about it? Well, yeah, I guess one time, on New Year's 4 years ago. It's not even written. There's no plan. They'll tell you, I'll ask what your health, well, I like this routine, or, I like kale. They'll tell you something. I had to drop a kale joke up in here. They'll be like, they'll have an idea. They'll have a list of things that they'll pontificate on that works for them once in a while. It's nowhere written down. I love my friends when, for the first time, they go to run a marathon. And often they'll get a coach, or they'll start reading books on it, or, they'll look something up on the internet and realize, to run a marathon, there's a plan. And listen, if you just go in and try to run a marathon yourself, I guess a small percentage of the planet could figure it out and actually pull it off. The rest of us humans, we follow a plan. That plan is starting small, getting a little bit better, focusing on these things, running a little bit longer and a little bit longer and a little bit better, and all of a sudden you ran a marathon. It's an incremental approach, but guess what? There's a plan. No plan, no gains. No plan, no change. No goals, no growth. And so if you want health to be something important in your life, where's the list? Where's the plan? Even it's simple. We need the routine, we need the plan, we need the goals. Write it down, do it today, put it in your journal in growth day. Go make a plan in growth day. I'm going to start doing these things. Put it in there. Set reminders in growth day. Literally, you can write reminders in growth day. Drink water, have it pop up a couple times a day as a notification. Eat healthy tonight, have it pop up as a reminder. You can set up reminders in growth day if you didn't know, which are a hugely popular thing for people's health. So go set up reminders. Just go to the plan section of your Growth Day app after this broadcast today and set up your plan. We need a plan. We need a routine. We need those goals. Also, I said it requires routines and it requires recalibration, because guess what? You're going to fall off the wagon. You're going to have a suck day. You're going to be unmotivated. You're going to eat that pizza. You're going to do something that you know you shouldn't do because your current mood or the choice of passion or joy or spontaneity or the thing that you like is there. And the most important thing in health isn't just knowing what to do or having that plan. It's recalibrating when you fall off. In the mental health space and the personal coaching space, we both use the same term for this. It's called resilience. It's, okay, challenge, problem, something didn't go the way I'd planned. Can I find my strength again, find my focus again, and keep progressing? Today, we're just going to call that health recalibrations. Recalibrations. Okay, so what? You didn't work out yesterday and you planned to. Do it today. Okay, you ate the terrible food. Make the better choice for the next 4 meals. It's what people do is instead they made a bad choice. They did something bad. Self-hatred increased. And so they stop. They stop trying. You know you're down on yourself when you stop trying. You know you're down on yourself when you don't recalibrate after a fail. You know you're down on yourself when something doesn't go right, you fail, you feel bad about yourself, and you stop. The idea that we talk about here in Growth Day all the time, it's just making self-improvement a way of life. Tomorrow, improve, get better, try again. Okay, you had a huge outburst. Guess what? I have a huge outburst. Do I keep outbursting for hours and hours and hours? No, huge outburst. Whoa, that was off. Let me go recalibrate over here. Let me go on a walk. Let me bounce in place, take 10 deep breaths. Let me lay on the floor, do a release meditation. Let me stand back up, write out my intentions, and go. I don't get down on myself or angry about myself. What I do is go, well, that's not what I wanted. That wasn't my intention. That wasn't good. Okay, recalibrate. So I reset my body, I reset my mind, I reset my intentions, and I go, you got it? That's recalibrating. You don't stop and beat yourself up. You go, okay, let me recalibrate. Reset, right? That is so important. The reset, or what I'm calling a recalibration, is everything. And here's what happens. The longer between incident and recalibration, the worse your health, right? People say, well, I missed 3 weeks of working out. Screw it. Guess it doesn't matter. No recalibration. So now those 3 weeks turn into 6, turn into 9, turn into years. But if instead of getting down to yourself or stopping, you said, okay, I missed it for 3 weeks in a row. Let me reset. What do I really want here? How can I do better? Let me try again. It's just keep going. I know that's so simplistic, but we have to keep progressing. If we stop, not only do we stop the forward momentum, we decrease our self-esteem. Our self-respect goes down because we know we should be doing something for ourselves, but we don't. And so this is really important to understand and hear. Recalibrate, and make it fast. Like resiliency doesn't take 5 years. You know what? Recalibrations can happen in moments. You maybe had a bad morning, but you're here, you're working on yourself. You're here on Growth Day saying, you know what? Sometimes the instruction, the positivity, the perspective even, or just the reminders, it's helpful. Every time I listen to a Growth Day teacher, I feel better. Not because everything changed in an instant, because it resets me to right. Okay, good mindset, good habits. I can do that. Here I go. So it's just a recalibration. It's a recalibration. I can't tell you how many bad days I have, or bad hours, I should say, emotionally that I have, that I choose by the end of the day to recalibrate. Okay, I had a terrible morning. Whew, Let me go for a walk. Let me get a bunch of water. Let me get some food in my stomach so I'm not hangry. Let me come back, do a 10-minute release meditation, some 7 or 8 vinyasa flows on the floor, get back up, look at my goals on the wall, write out my intentions, make my action plan, and get 2 things done. End of day, I feel better. You follow? I'm not perfect, and neither are you. But we are perfecting ourselves. We are in motion of progress when we recalibrate more quickly. So have it in mind. Okay, bad morning, recalibrate. Bad hour, recalibrate. Bad conflict, recalibrate. Missed the workout, recalibrate. Ate the bad thing, recalibrate. I hope that serves you.